naon atunya ieu teh jadi rariweuh.
The first time we came here. Oh, Paimon remembers! Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her. So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with. Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of, come to think of it. Maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway? Huh? You can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be any... So, when are you leaving?
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon has...
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going-away party or anything. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. See...
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahita? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Al? Nyali ka?
Bapak Sumeru, Bapak udah tamat berarti ya?
Belum sih ini belum.
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
Sand and water, we finally made it! Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow, everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines. Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to... What do you think? Good idea! Nahida gave us look. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point. Yeah, the more we can... So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a... To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly...
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you two? I couldn't...
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we did...
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it...
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things, it's...
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
The Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine, too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
Huh. I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, did you...
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she...
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get a...
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described to have... Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Arc, but who knows how long making an appointment will take? Hey! What are you looking over there for? Huh. Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her. Hello there.
Huh? I'm fine.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem...
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can... I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was...
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with this. But now, the water is gradually swallowed. It won't be long.
Sorry.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you...
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason. So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be...
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted.
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler. And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon.
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in
Oh, all right then. Well, Paimon's just by the way. We were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon.
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later Please, follow me. You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration! If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu. As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck, but you had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still is...
Is she waiting for us?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. Oh, wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not...
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler, the one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see him.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy. And despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus.
Level din si Joey.
You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be threatened.
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Whoa, all right! Now that'll be worth seeing!
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious. According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's Our Lady.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object?
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then...
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call...
Great magician, Linny. My beloved.
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to...
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty...
Huh, I'm not sure what to think.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny.
Just the sort of unexpected twist.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god that, when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linney, and...
Just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. We never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. So, now do you see what kind...
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the opera.
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the opera house where criminal trials...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of... And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I...
My brother's always excited to make new...
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the opera house anyway.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have... Oh, you really mean it? This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can...
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and in the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine...
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings, but here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so...
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the...
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely submerged.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore them. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started to... As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of...
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it.
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy?
What? You mean...
No, I believe in the prophecy. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land, and developed blood vessels. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just...
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking... Oh, a magic pocket? Seems... Thanks. Please, also thank the magician.
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that...
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have? Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's...
Is there anything else you need to do before...
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about...
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like, and what...
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the...
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers.
Rain outlines your fate. Body and mind.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now...
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine...
Wait, shh. have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her?
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're... Watch her movements.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps you two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run. All right, let's go.
Now, this is what I call a moment of solitude.
This world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Go!
us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her? Oh no! Did she notice us? What should we do? Should we chase her? You're right. She might also... Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief. Yeah, let's go.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't think. Anyway, I should...
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground.
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to...
Oh, did you get hurt?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling...
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you...
You're right, you're right. I have to admit, but at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete...
What a slippery little thief! Guess things turned out all right in the end, though.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us.
We ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around! People in Fontaine really know how to use water!
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the...
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the...
What?
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Huh?
What? Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte!
Oh, I'd never guessed I'd bump into you while riding the aquabus. In the story of my life, this is... What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence. But as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh, that Paimon.
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on...
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't... So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days. Ah, you're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller... Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well...
You mean the serial disappearances of young women?
That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the head... Oh! When that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't...
So, what is the serial disappearances?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years, and ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar... But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have... Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some... I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find...
Please don't imagine that, Lenny.
Di mana? Di rumah siapa? Di mana rumahnya? Jauh ah. Kejauhan aja, kirain ke dekat. Jangan jauh.
Hey, we're almost there. Look.
Ya atas sama. Nanti di rumah aja. TV di remet di atas. Di bawah kita not. Dina meja di bawahnya yang pintunya digeser-geser.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like...
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Okay. Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone.
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge.